Have you ever wondered what it would take to step into the new year as someone completely different from who you are right now? Not a slightly improved version, but someone so changed in discipline and confidence that even your past self wouldn't recognize you. That question reminds me of a story, the story of Ippo from the anime Hajime no Ippo. When you first saw him, he was just a quiet boy working at his mother's fishing shop. He was timid, overlooked, and constantly bullied. Nothing about him screams future boxing champion. But one day he steps into the ring and slowly, piece by piece, his life begins to transform. Not because he was born with incredible talent, but because of his willingness to keep showing up, to put in the work when no one was watching, and to push himself a little further each day. And that's what I like to call the Ippo Effect. The power of small, consistent efforts compounding into a transformation so strong that it feels almost unrecognizable. And here's the beautiful part of it. You don't have to wait years to see it. With only 3 months left before 2026, you have enough time to lay the foundation for a completely different version of yourself. So how does the Ippo effect really work? There are a few timeless principles hidden in Ippo's journey that when applied to your own life can lead you down on the same path of transformation. And trust me, once you hear them, you will never look at your next 3 months the same way again. So let's get started. First, remember the 1% rule. Here's a little math that may blow your mind. Take the number 1 and raise it to the power of 365. The answer is still just 1, no change at all. But now let's add 1% more, that is 1.01, and raise it to the power of 365. Suddenly the answer is 37.8. That's almost 38 times bigger than where you started. All that from just 1%. And that's exactly how Ippo became who he is. He didn't become a pro overnight. He didn't wake up one morning and throw the perfect damsel role. He started as a shy kid getting bullied, picking up gloves just to see if he could stand up for himself. Every day he showed up in the gym. Every day he trained just a little harder. He wasn't chasing some overnight transformation. He was stacking the small daily wins. And what was the result? That ordinary boy turned into a fighter who could shock the entire arenas. This is 1% rule in action. If you want to become unrecognizable before 2026, stop thinking about reinventing yourself tomorrow. That's where most people fail. They set up huge expectations, burn out, and give up. Instead, think small. What does 1% better look like today? Maybe it's doing a single workout instead of lying on the bed and feeling lazy. Maybe it's cutting your screen time but just 10 minutes. It looks small, almost laughable, but stack that for 365 days and you are not the same person anymore. And let's be real, we all know how easy it is to doom scroll through social media until 2 AM. Or worse, get caught in addictions like porn, which slowly drain energy, focus, and even confidence. One more video, one more reel, one more click. It feels harmless in the moment, but it compounds in the wrong direction. That's the flip side of the equation. If you do 0.99 raised to 365, you don't get 1, you get almost nothing. You literally shrink. That's exactly what happens when you give in to the distractions every single day. You don't notice it immediately, but a year later, you wonder why you feel weaker, more tired, and trapped in the same place. The choice is simple. Be 1.01 every day like Ippo, which is small, consistent, and intentional. Or be 0.99 every day, shrinking without even realizing it. If you commit to just those tiny little improvements, 2026 won't feel like it just arrived. Then, find your shugyo. There's a word in Japanese that perfectly captures the hidden essence of transformation. Shugyo, which means austere training, the kind of relentless practice that doesn't just strengthen your body but also shapes your spirit. It's not glamorous, it's not flashy. It's the grind no one claps for, the hours no one else witnesses. And in Hajime no Ippo, this is the very thing that turns a shy, bullied teenager into a boxer who shocks opponents in the ring. See, Ippo wasn't a prodigy. He wasn't the most talented fighter, and he certainly wasn't born with natural confidence. But what set him apart was his willingness to dive into shugyo. While others were resting, Ippo was on the roads at dawn, pounding the pavements until his legs burned. While others trained just enough to get by, he stayed in the gym long after, hammering the heavy bag, throwing punches until his knuckles swelled and his arms gave up. That endless repetition, that willingness to endure the grind was his shugyo. And because of it, he became unrecognizable compared to the timid boy we met in episode 1. This is what you need to understand if you want to look in the mirror on January 1st, 2026 and not even recognize the person staring back at you. It won't come from bursts of inspiration or occasional effort. It will come from the hours you dedicate to your own form of shugyo. For some, that might mean showing up at the gym even when you are tired. For others, it might mean sitting down to write or study every day even when your brain tells you it's pointless. Shugyo is about choosing discipline over comfort every single day until it shapes you into something new. Let me give you a real example that you can connect to. Imagine you have always dreamed of getting into shape, but every new year you set a resolution and drop it within weeks. This time, instead of aiming for the perfect body by January, you commit to shugyo. That might mean waking up 30 minutes earlier and going for a run even if it's only for 1 kilometer. It may also mean swapping soda for water every single day. No excuses. At first it won't feel like much, but keep stacking those invisible sessions and by the time 2026 rolls around, the difference will be undeniable. Your body will change, your energy will rise and people will look at you and will be surprised. And here's the beauty of shugyo. It doesn't apply to fitness only. It could be writing 1 page every night if you want to become a better writer. Whatever your goal is, your shugyo is the training arc that no one else applauds, yet it's the very thing that makes you unrecognizable in the end. Third, clear the ring. Before Ippo could even dream of standing under the bright lights as a boxer, he had to face a brutal truth. Bullies cornered him at the school, doubts filled his head, and even the long hours at his mother's fishing shop burdened him. If you think about it, he wasn't just fighting in the ring, he was also fighting against the distractions of life that told him he wasn't good enough. When Takamura first brought him into the gym, what was the first thing Ippo had to do? It was neither sparring nor throwing combos. Instead, he had to focus on the basics. Road work, bag work, sit-ups, the stuff that nobody wants to do. Why? Because that was his way of clearing the ring. If he couldn't eliminate the noise and master the fundamentals, there would be no space for him to grow into the boxer he would later become. And it's the same for us right now, standing here with just a few months left before 2026. Your bullies may not be punches in the face, but maybe it's the endless scrolling that eats away your night, or the extra drinks that kills your morning. If your ring is full of distractions, how can you expect to land even a single clean punch at your own goals? Think of it like this. Imagine you want to get into shape before 2026. You don't need to reinvent your entire routine right now. Start with one small but powerful elimination. For example, if you normally drink soda every day, swap it out for water. That one change alone will cut down empty calories, improve your energy and help you sleep better. Suddenly your ring is a little clearer. Then as the weeks go on, you'll notice you have created space to add something better, like an extra run or maybe even your first gym session. That's how you clear the ring. It's not about going 12 rounds on day one. Rather, it's about removing the distractions so that the real fight, the one that will make you unrecognizable by 2026, actually has room to happen. Finally, consistency is everything, and if there's one character who proves this better than anyone else, it's Ippo. Think about his journey for a second. Did he stop training after his first victory in the ring? No, if anything, his wins only pushed him to train harder because he knew something most people forget, that there's always another fight ahead. And that's exactly the mindset you need to carry into 2026 if you want to become unrecognizable. Most people fall into this trap where they treat transformation like an anime season finale. They think, once I hit this goal, I am done. Maybe it's finishing one book or maybe it's hitting a small milestone in their career. But the truth is, your life isn't an anime with an ending theme song rolling after the big battle. Just like Ippo, you are always stepping into the next round. The moment you get relaxed, the progress you worked so hard for starts to slip away. That's what consistency looks like. Not Instagram worthy every day, but transformative in the long run. For example, look at James Clear's book Atomic Habits. He talks about how you do not rise to the level of your goals. Instead, you fall to the level of your systems. What that means is, goals are exciting, but it's your daily systems like your habits, your routines that carry you forward. Imagine someone who wants to get fit before 2026. If they go to the gym once in a while, they might see a little change, but nothing transformative. But if they commit to showing up consistently like 3, 4, 5 days a week with no excuses, then by January, their body will be completely different. And the funny part is, it's not the single heavy workout that changes them. It's the repeated, boring, consistent effort that compounds into visible transformation. So when you think about becoming unrecognizable, don't imagine some big dramatic leap. Picture yourself like Ippo, lacing up your gloves day after day, even when no one's cheering. Yes, your highlight moment will come, but it will be built on the countless invisible rounds that no one but you will ever witness. In conclusion, becoming unrecognizable before 2026 isn't about waiting for some perfect moment. It's about embracing the Ippo effect. Just like Ippo, you don't need to leap overnight. You just need to keep stepping forward round after round, day after day. The small efforts, the quiet discipline, the unseen work, that's what transforms you. And when the new year arrives, you won't just look back and see progress. You'll see a version of yourself you once thought was impossible. Thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.